boy Sebs with your co-host Gib, and today we're interviewing top UFC prospect Benito Golden Boy Lopez. Benito, my man, thanks for coming on. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. How are you?
We're good, man. Thanks for coming on again. It's your second appearance on the Sebs Show. You're actually the first one to come on 2 times, so we appreciate that, man.
Yeah, of course, bro. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Uh, for sure. Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just saying, yeah, of course, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks, bro. First, I gotta ask you: have you been working on your wrestling for this matchup? Considering Morales, it's no joke. He has trouble with his grappling and whatnot. Have you been seeing if that's an area you want to exploit?
To be honest, bro, like, I don't even care to say what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there, march him down, get right in his face, and I'm going to keep it on the feet, sprawl and brawl. I'm going to try to knock him out on the feet. So, no, I've seen in his last fight against, can't even think of the guy's name, but the guy was a solid, undefeated wrestler. He had problems
Oh,
with
but yeah,
I,
Brett Johns.
Yeah, Brett Johns. Every time he took him down, Morales was just playing his guard game, jiu-jitsu. But at
Yeah,
the highest levels of MMA, you can't really sit on your back and fish for submissions, because at the highest levels,
and he wasn't
everyone's
really
got
trying anything. He was closing his guard up too. He wasn't really trying anything. I think from his back. It's just
Yeah, I think
something.
that was a short notice fight as well, though. So
Yeah,
he's
it
probably
was
tired, a little tired after getting wrestled, because wrestling is, in my opinion, the most grueling aspect of the sport.
for sure, man.
Absolutely.
Um,
So one thing I'd like to say is that Peterson fight really competitive, really hard fought, and really pulled off an excellent win. Um, how do you deal with guys really toughing it through, tons of pressure, taking big shots like that?
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Honestly, I had the perfect training partners for that kind of style. It is hard to deal with because when you're tired in there and you have someone who just you're hitting him with all your best shots and he keeps coming at you and keeps coming forward, it's draining and it can break a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
But fortunately enough, I trained with dogs, bro. I trained with a bunch of killers.
oh
One of
yeah.
being Darren Elkins and Clay Guida, and they actually were my main two partners leading up to that fight. So when you're going against the best grinders in the sport, it's hard to be broken by
You
just
definitely could
another
not have had
grinder.
better help.
You mentioned Elkins and you mentioned Guida. Who are some of the main training partners this time around?
Um, I would say Guida and Elkins are always some of my main training partners. We have such a big team. There's so many, but Andrew Coyne, Tyler Diamond. I was training with No Love when he was in camp. It's pretty much whoever's in the gym because we have so many UFC fighters. There's so many high level fighters that one person's in fight camp this week. The next week
Yeah,
he fights, and then we don't see him for a few weeks, until he comes back. So whoever's in the gym really in
yeah,
fight camp, I get
for
rounds
sure,
with.
man. Hopefully, we see the boy Tyler Diamond coming to the UFC soon. I heard he's going to be trying out for Tough 27, so that's going to be good.
Yeah, for sure. He will. He's gonna make it, bro. He'll be there
Oh
when you
yeah,
hit.
he'll make it, man. 9-0. The kid's got a bright future for sure. But
Yeah.
back to you, man. Are you have that ferocious pace, Benito? I've always talked to you about that, where you're throwing jumping knees, you're throwing whatever is possible, and you're throwing it in the early stages of the rounds too. Are you gonna push that pace for all 3 rounds in your UFC debut? Are you worried if it goes into the later rounds to conserve that energy?
Yeah, no, bro. Well, okay, so from the last fight, I took it on 4 weeks' notice,
Yeah,
and before I agreed to taking the fight, I wasn't in the gym. Like I was doing strength and conditioning and boxing, but I wasn't like doing all this crazy
yeah,
training. Like I wasn't doing fight training. I was just doing things I wanted to focus on. So I wasn't in the best shape. But this camp, I had a full 8 weeks, and before that, I was getting prepared. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be prepared to push the pace. And yeah, you can expect fireworks right out the gate. It's just my style, bro. It's just natural. When I see someone make a movement, and my body just reacts out of instincts to throw a kick or a knee or something in their direction that I think will land. So you can definitely expect that within the opening 10 seconds, something big
Oh,
will happen.
I better
Awesome.
see a knee within the first 30
Awesome.
seconds.
Yeah, yo, bro, you're gonna see. I promise both you guys that within the first 30 seconds, something flying or spinning is coming out the gates.
That's what I want to see, Benito.
I'm a huge fan of that. Like anyone who takes risks or really goes for it.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. I grew up watching like Anthony Pettis and Anderson Silva and like Jose Aldo and all those guys. I've always loved crazy strikers. John Jones, just
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
unorthodox strikers who take chances, and they're the crowd pleasers, and that's what I've always wanted to
Absolutely.
try to be.
And what types of fighters at Team Alpha Male do you really learn from the most out of everybody? If you really had to say.
Honestly, it's hard to say because there's amateurs in there who I learn a lot from, and then there's the
Mm.
highest level pros, but obviously the higher level seasoned veterans, some of our coaches like Danny Castillo's had 20 fights under the Zuffa banner, Clay Guida, Darren Elkins. I'm really maturing each fight, and each fight I kind of bring something new to the next fight, like for instance, like my cardio from my last fight, and then I gave up one takedown, or he took me down a few times, but really the one time he held me down was me making a mistake. I threw an elbow and I got off balance, and he took me
Mm.
down. And
Yeah, in that second round.
yeah, and to be
Yeah.
honest, like, I was kind of
You
embarrassed
you
about
already
that.
knew you were up though. I'm pretty sure, Benito. You already knew, like, coming into the third, you were gonna be able to finish him. You had the advantage on the feet, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like I had the advantage, but it was tough, man. Like one of my best skills that people don't really know about yet is I'm really good at getting back to my feet, and I'm pretty good at stopping takedowns, especially against the cage. But the thing about that is when he took me down, Steven Peterson has a really good rear naked choke, and he's really sneaky with taking the back. On top of that, he's got a really good guillotine. He pulls it out all the time out of nowhere. And I was already tired at that point where I didn't want to risk giving up my back and trying to stand up and
Yeah,
possibly getting another hook in and then getting a body triangle, and then the whole round he has my back,
yeah,
or
it
me
would
deal
look
with it.
much worse, possibly a 10-8 at that point.
Yeah, or even like if I were to scramble and side control and follow an underhook and try to get back to my feet, um, that's leaves you vulnerable for a front headlock and guillotine. I knew he was good at that, and I didn't even want to give him a chance. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to get my second win and come back and for sure take the third round.
For sure, man. Okay, so from the time you were talking to me last time, this actually came up on our thing. I was talking to Benito, and I asked him if there's any fighter you can fight when you come into UFC banner, who's it gonna be? And he actually called out Albert Morales. He didn't call him out. He said they were supposed to fight before, so it'd be nice if they were to fight again. So it was. I like to take advantage and say my show was the reason it happened, but
Yeah, no, I feel that way too.
Definitely
but
fueled the fire.
but from the time you were supposed to fight on the regional scene, how do you think you've grown in comparison to Morales? Do you think like maturity wise and inside the octagon as well?
Yeah, maturity wise, and then honestly, it's a long grind trying to get to the UFC. All the people in the region have been working for a lot of years or a long time trying to get to the UFC. And when you get there, or you get the call, or the Contender Series, or any chance like that, it's like you get a second win. Like you get so motivated. Like I've been so motivated lately, bro, and I've just been doing all the training sessions, and I've been training smarter, just more mature. I've matured as a man and an athlete, and it's all starting to make sense and come together and be in alignment. So I feel like, yeah, I just matured, and I feel like I'm just learning more every fight. And after this fight, I'm gonna grow even more from whatever I learned, next weekend.
For sure, man.
Oh God, absolutely good mindset to have. Um, Again, kind of bouncing off of that, what was the biggest change that you felt walking out in the UFC after being in the WFC and prior organizations like that?
Yeah, man. Well, I haven't walked out to my first UFC fight yet, but the Contender Series was the closest, And what I did, what I already planned way before, because I read a lot of books and I study a lot of like fighters or great fighters and stuff, and I try to turn my mind off to where a lot of people sometimes they'll get an adrenaline dump or they'll be all in their head backstage, nervous all day, and it, it'll eat at you, if you let it. But John Jones is one of my favorite fighters, and he said a quote that stuck with me for life, and he was like, uh, something about butterflies. He was like, "Man, butterflies are great as long as you get them to fly in formation. They can
Mm.
either
Oh,
consume you,
Yeah.
or you can make them fly in formation and burn through someone with them. And
In the right way, yeah.
yeah. So I wasn't over there thinking, oh, Dana White's here, Sean Shelby's here, oh, everyone's gonna be watching. I blocked all that out. I was just like, it's just another fight. It's another day in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
That
100%.
It's going completely zen.
yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead, Benito.
Oh no. I was just saying, yeah, you have to. It's a flow state. I was trying to be in.
Yeah, 100%. And you're in that when you're in that flow state, it looks good in the octagon, man. When you're just letting the strikes come as every second, when you're not really thinking in there, it just flows out.
hmm
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem. So stylistically, how do you think you match up with Albert here?
I think I match up great with him. I think he's tough, he's aggressive, and he's got a good chin. And he's long too. So the last two guys I fought were like the same size as me, which is kind of like unheard of for bantamweights, because we're pretty tall for being 135ers, long and lengthy. So I think we match up good. I don't know. I like the matchup, bro. I'm confident in it. I see a lot of holes in his striking. I don't think he's gonna be able to take me down. And just to be 100% honest, I'll just put it out there. I think he's got a decent jab and a decent leg kick, but I think after I shut both of those down, he's gonna start to panic, and I'm gonna be in his face. And he'll probably end up looking for a takedown. I think he's been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu lately, so I assume he's probably gonna try to grapple me once striking starts going my way.
Oh yeah, and it will be going your way, I think, rather quickly.
And we want to try to make a habit of asking this question to a lot more people. But if you could fight anybody, dead or alive, who would it be? It could be a celebrity, anyone you would really want to fight.
Any human ever?
Yeah, ever. Like ever.
Could be a
like,
past fighter.
Like it could be like
anything.
Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, anyone like ever. Like any UFC fighter, any martial artist, anything. It could be Goku. If you want to pick a character, Goku.
Sure, man.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. This is a tough one.
Yeah, we like this question.
Yeah, I don't really hate a lot of people. Honestly, I would probably have to go with I'll probably have to go with Albert, man.
That's what I want to hear, man. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, just because, he said some things when it was at a point in my life where I just got concussed by no love. I was 2 weeks out from fighting him for 2 championship titles, and I'm sitting there depressed, down. I couldn't train because.
And he was talking mad shit, man. He was saying you didn't want to come to the fight. You're scared, and he was like supposedly got concussed. It's like, no, my man actually has a concussion. I'm pretty sure he wants to be at a title fight.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I wouldn't want to miss that. Yeah, and then I was broke because I didn't get a fight, and I actually. It was a blessing in disguise because it made me get my guard card and my exposed firearms permit, and I got a part-time job. I needed that at the time, and then it just made me figure things out outside of fighting, and I was really down. And then he ends up fighting 2 weeks later, knocks the dude out. Dana White's there and signs him. So
yeah,
it's weird, but in a way, I think it's
would have been sick though if you were on that looking for a fight. You could have got the quick way in like that, like he did. But he doesn't understand about the grind. That's what.
Yeah, and that's what I think that I don't know, bro, like God works in mysterious ways, so it was like that all happened and I was down, but then I stayed focused, stayed faithful, and stayed training and working hard, and then slowly but surely I got to where I want, and now my debut is going to be against Albert Morales,
Yeah, that's.
I do think part of that is you in that interview as well.
I'm telling you, man. Thanks, my dude. I'm telling you, we didn't. We were talking about it beforehand, and I told him, I was like, he told me everything about it, like how the backstory about Albert and everything, and like how how you guys were supposed to fight. I was like, man, that's a blessing in disguise right there. You guys have to fight now.
Yeah, exactly. And so when my manager called me and was like, "Did you get the contract?" and I was like, "Contract for what? For who?" and he said, "Albert Morales." I was like, bro. Yeah, I literally looked up to the sky and thanked God.
Yeah, for sure, man. I remember I sent you right when it got announced on Twitter. I sent you a message and you're like, "Yo, man, I can't believe I got the fight."
Yeah,
that was just
you guys.
Yeah, thanks, my man. But everyone, check out Benito Lopez. He's gonna be in the Octagon next week, December 9th, taking on Albert Morales at UFC Fresno, and. Benito, actually, before you go, man, what do you think about being... I was going to put this at the end. What do you think about being on the main card? You're on the main card now, my man.
Huge.
Bro, just another blessing, man. I'm extremely blessed, and I'm extremely grateful for it, I'm so excited. I've worked since I was 12 years old for this, and everything's starting to fall.
Would you rather be on the prelims, though, for your first fight, or do you like the pressure of this?
Bro, if they would have made me a main event or co-main event, I would have went all the way through, I would have been down, so...
Fucking right. All right. Yeah. So
I don't feel any pressure, bro. I feel like this is what I was destined to do, so I'm just gonna go out there and do it.
All right, there. That's my boy right there.
Good
Follow him
pick.
on Instagram and Twitter at savage_530. Benito, as always, man, it was a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you for making the time, my man. Anyone or anything you want to shout out, take it from here, my man.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No problem, as
Absolutely.
always.
And yeah, I want to thank all my supporters in the 530, Oroville, Sacramento, Chico. I want to thank my family for always having my back, my team, my coaches, and my grandma. And
Oh,
I,
she,
guys,
tell me she's gonna be at the thing screaming.
oh, bro, you already know. Yeah,
Oh,
gonna
she's
be.
the best. She's like
Awesome.
my grandma.
Yeah, dude, my grandma, my girl, my Nina, and then my sister are all gonna be cage side right there. So
All
it's
right, perfect. So we got the team to beat Albert.
yep, I can't
All
wait.
right, all right, all right. So good luck, my man, and God bless. I'll talk to you after your fight, eh?
Sounds good, brother.
All
Thank
right,
you. You
take
guys.
Have a
care.
good one.
All right, later. 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 All right.